So first,
absolutely,
and I was like,
let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Also Podcast, our Love Island Season 7 reunion episode, where we're going to dissect it. And Meredith, may I say, for someone who hated this season, and I don't keep up with anyone, I loved this reunion. It was so good.
That might be a hot take. A lot of people did not like it.
I liked it. Maybe because I had the lowest of low expectations.
There were parts that I was like, oh yes, here we are. There were parts where I was like, why are we wasting time on this? What the fuck are we doing here? And then we ended with like, okay, let's chat about it.
Let me paint a picture for you. I was a little drunk. I was extra tired. And I had zero expectations. I actually was like, I don't want to watch this. Half of me wanted to just log into this and be like, I don't care. I didn't do it. I didn't watch it. And you can yell at me later. But then I was like, I'm just going to turn it on because it's going to be terrible. And at least I'm drunk. Wow. I was like, this is awesome. I was eating candy while watching it. The experience was great.
Okay, that was a good experience. I had like a watch party with friends, so like that made it enjoyable to like dish about it, but I was like, the fuck are we doing here?
No, watch it alone, super drunk, full of adrenaline, but also very tired. It hit.
It hit.
Eat some candy. It hit hard. It was great. Anyway, before we get into all the ups and downs of the reunion, we have an Instagram, a TikTok, a YouTube, a Patreon. All the links are in our description. Check us out. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. And with that, I think we can get going. Okay. I took notes throughout the thing. Do you want me to start?
I did. I was typing away during
too.
That whole thing.
Okay, let's go chronologically of what happened then. So, Andy and Ariana show up.
Wait.
We gotta talk about the cast showing up. I didn't care about that.
I was gonna say, tell me about how you entered before you started this, because before we hit record, you said that you were upset going into the watching of it.
Because I like I said, I know very minimal about these people post the villa. Honestly,
Alicia does not follow these people.
I didn't know anything. Meredith had to only send me certain stuff, and even sometimes I'd be like, I'm not gonna watch that.
No, I was like with a pitchfork being like, be a Nick Olandria stan. Not a stan, but like understand it more.
That was the thing. I didn't even care to do that.
Yeah.
But y'all give me a second, I've changed my tune. Everyone hold up. But going into this reunion, I did see on TikTok that Amaya and Brian unfollowed each other.
I didn't see that one before the reunion.
Even checked that.
I was
shocked. I checked that one when I was drunk because I was like, are they still together?
Wait a minute.
And then I also saw that Iris and Pepe unfollowed each other. So I was like, what the fuck? If you're gonna break up before the reunion.
That, or like, don't do it the day the reunion drops. Can you give me 24 hours before you like give me more news? Like, you guys did this a few weeks ago. Like, let me catch up and then you can catch me up on like what else has happened.
Yeah, because then watching it, it's like, Maya and Brian won. And I was like, they didn't even make it like a fucking quarter.
That's the thing. All the comments are like null and void.
No one cares
what they've been up to and like the drama and everything.
Iris and Pepe are exclusive. I didn't care. I was like, who gives a fuck?
I never cared about them. I'm sorry. I know I'm a Nick Olandria stan and like I can believe in things that didn't exist in the villa, but like that one didn't even give me any excitement either.
I think Pepe and Iris were just two hot people.
Agreed.
You know how sometimes I'm always like, they're just two hot people who want to fuck. That was them. And I think in the villa they ran out of options and went, hey man,
let's do
us.
It.
Yeah. Okay, so can we get into the reunion? I'm not talking about the cast walking in. I'm going straight for the hosts.
Great. Go for it.
Andy and Ariana show up together. I liked how they entered after everyone else was already sitting down, because usually Andy's sitting on the couch first, and they looked amazing.
Agreed.
And I loved how they did a little flirty thing together, and Andy really looks so proud of Ariana because he built her up. He built her from the ground up. She wouldn't have anything without him.
People who don't know the Bravo universe don't know the last time Andy was at a reunion with Ariana, and her last two reunions were crazy.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. And I think Ariana did her best in season 6, but truly needed kind of Andy's guidance. And I think
She's a
learning.
TV show host. He
Yes.
has years and years of hosting, but not just hosting, reunion hosting. That is a really difficult skill.
Yeah, and Andy does a great job of it. And for those of you who may not be Bravo, you should either get into it because it's amazing, or you should not criticize how Andy does reunions because you don't know. You don't know how good it is. This was great.
Is like, you're uneducated, so like take
and
a seat.
This was soft. I said on our TikTok, this was a soft ass Andy. He was cushy out there.
Yes,
I will say the cast was cushy, to be fair. But
true. The pro is that he doesn't have the relationships with these people like he does housewives. So that is a pro and a con. Because some of them he gives them passes and he knows them too well and he has friendships with them. So like he does have blinders on. But then the pro of that is he knows them so well, so he can call them out a little bit better. Whereas he just like watched this for the job. Let's be honest. Like Andy Cohen is not obsessed with Love Island, and that's okay.
And don't you dare, I saw a creator on TikTok, don't know who, probably scrolled past because I hated her. She was like, there's no way Andy watched all the episodes. Please. Andy's a professional. He watched all the episodes. And he loves reality TV. He's going to watch it just for fun.
Yeah, he was watching it before he was probably like asked to do the reunion like over the summer, like way before it was announced. But like he showed that he was watching it well before he was announced. Yeah. And he probably gets slimmed down episodes. Like they're gonna cut out all the stupid bullshit.
All the bullshit.
Yeah, and give him, you know, let's say it's an hour episode, the 45-minute version.
It was great because Ariana has the relationship with these people. Andy doesn't. I thought that was a great balance. A 10 out of 10. Because on Bravo, he's technically these people's bosses in like a weird way. So they have to respect him even if he does call their bullshit out. This side was a little better. Anyway, so something in me was healed. Me drunk watching that, kicking my feet, being like, my favorite couple is here is Andy and Ariana.
She went out, flipped her hair, and did you see he like fake flipped his hair? And he was like, let's do the Ariana walk into the reunion.
They're so cute. Okay, so then Brian, I only wrote down important shit. I'm sure there was other shit. I didn't care about them saying hi to each other. But Brian and Amaya are asked about their relationship because there was like this cheating video. I didn't see it because I don't keep up with these people.
I had heard like cheating rumors, but like casual. There weren't like many videos I saw about it. It was just like, oh, there's a rumor, and that's it.
Apparently, Brian had a lapse in judgment because he was pouring shots.
All of this from his perspective.
I thought that's fine. I mean, like, if you don't want your man out late pouring shots, then that's a separate thing. But like, I don't know how that turns into cheating, and that turns into a discussion you have to have.
That is, can we pretend like nobody knows anything? Because most people show up to these things not being chronically online. So, like, let's address what the rumor was. Yeah. And then him saying his only lapse in judgment was the pouring the shots. This is where I wanted Andy to follow up and be like, so you're saying you didn't cheat on her? Like, to be like, let's say it. Did you cheat on her or not?
For everyone sitting at home, it's like, we've all poured shots. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm like, what's the problem with that?
Specifically, if were you like pouring them on to girls and then taking a body shot? Like, what was
That's a good point. That's a good point. Like, what's the boundary? Is it that we are not allowed to pour alcohol in women or anybody's mouth, especially women?
Yeah. Or were you bartending? Well, I just got to know. I have to know. Because he's an accountant. He can't be that fun behind the bar. I know, I'm an accountant. I can insult other accountants.
She can have a slander on accountants. She is one.
We're like a minority group. We can only insult each other. Anyway, Pepe and Iris are exclusive. I don't care. They unfollow each other.
Okay.
My favorite thing was when they have different ideas of what it means
what dating is.
Girlfriend. You have to ask, but you could be exclusive. To me, if you meet my family, that's it. We're getting married.
Also, we're on a crazy reality TV show. We're not doing the normal rules. So I know you want a perfect world, potentially, and you want to like be courted and like casually date and then be asked, but this is a little bit of a fast-tracked relationship.
Yeah, so y'all slept together on day 2. What are we doing here? You know, like, come on. But Iris was filmed by TMZ. She saw TJ. That was just closure, I guess. I don't know. Was there cheating rumors there too?
It was just weird because they were standing outside an apartment building the like entire conversation, and TMZ was clearly videotaping them, and they
called
knew
TMZ themselves.
That's what people thought.
Yikes.
It was like right after they landed in LA, she had this conversation, so people thought she was jumping from Pepe to TJ, but then she was constantly still with Pepe.
Okay.
That it was weird, but if that was just a combo and just closure, I guess you needed to do it outside.
Well, Pepe and Hannah also talked, and that was apparently good. So great. Huda and Chris broke up on that final date. I loved it. I loved when she goes, do you want to carry me? And he goes, no.
I still stand by it. She just would have said, will you please carry me? He would have.
Would you please carry me? But then, they're not friends. Huda's like, I hope one day we can be friends. And Chris is like, no, we're like, not friends.
This is the snapshot I need the Huda defenders to see and be like, this is delusion at its finest.
It was weird to hear that she called him 3 days ago to be like, hey, are we good? When you could have called him 3 days after you left the villa to be like, hey, are we good? It's giving, and don't cut all these Huda defenders. Don't come at us. We know how reunions work. We've put in at least 20 years of reunions at this point because we are watching Housewives at the age of 10. That's not an exaggeration. We know what it's like to prepare for a reunion because you want a better edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get that. I understand her doing that. But also when somebody calls you out for it, we know what you're doing.
Own it. Be like, yeah, I want to make sure we didn't have beef at the reunion.
That is like, I honestly only cared that like on the surface level, we're cool. I don't want to be friends. But don't say you want to be friends with him.
I love that he was like, I don't want to be friends. And she's like, well, I do. And he's like, well, I don't.
No, my favorite is when he's like, this is weird.
Yeah, Chris is like, this is super weird to be next to you. Anyway, then they're like, hey, Huda, you publicly walked a red carpet with your new boo. Tell us about that. And she goes, no, I can't. Netflix won't let me.
She's like, I'm under an NDA. You are not. No, you're not on a Netflix show. You don't have an NDA. Louis has an NDA for sure. Netflix, but that doesn't transfer to you because you banged him.
Netflix made a statement that she is not under NDA. Louis is. Yes. Louis, it doesn't matter. He is because wasn't he on Perfect Match?
Yeah, I think just
aired something like that.
But it was already spoiled by the time they're taping this reunion. Everybody already knew that they were hanging out, and he was not with his like Perfect Match partner.
And Netflix did not. She is such, I don't know, a fucking liar. That's like twice now. We're catching her doing shady ass things and we're 5 seconds in.
She loves a deflection. And so like to try to say that you won't speak about it, can't speak about it because you're under an NDA is crazy.
Netflix should sue her for like defamation. Or what is it? Defamation. Defamation. Look at me, I'm a dumbass.
And anyway. Andy being like, my favorite thing is Andy being like, listen, tell them that we're the #1 show of the summer. Like, truly, shut the fuck up, Netflix.
Truly, when was the last time Netflix had a good reality show? 2019 with Love is Blind season 1, please God. Anyway, Andrea, they're just loving life. And this is when I went, I'm kind of into them.
I love them.
All I wanted was for everyone to let me live until the reunion so I could actually see if I liked them as people together. Because we didn't get that. We didn't get it.
We had a long like in between time from the season ending. So like I needed you to understand.
Everyone needs to calm down. Everyone needs to let me live. It's giving Huda defender. Okay, let me live.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Take that back. Take it back. Take it back.
We're never going to move on with this unless I take it back. So I take it back, but I'm trying to make a point. I agree. Let me just live.
I agree with letting you live, but don't call me to the level of the Huda defenders.
Anyway, I like that they seem happy. They just are chilling.
And they're not rushing it. Like I think if it was fake, they would have, or that they were just doing this to like keep clout, they would have like been in a relationship. Like they would have made it official, and they would be posting it truly everywhere when they're just capitalizing on ads. And honestly, Nick is the one bringing her along on the ride for some of those ads, and it seems like she's doing the same. Yeah.
No, they gave, I can't explain it. Like you can just read body language a lot of the time, and theirs was just comforting. Theirs was like the realest. they just seemed really real. Also,
and he smirks whenever she talks, or there's something that he's proud of. It's just the little smiles he gives.
Yeah, I'm in on them. Also, she is fucking gorgeous. I couldn't stop looking at her. My drunk ass was like, I wish I was gay. She's so
too.
Beautiful. Anyway,
so beautiful.
They did shout out the people who thought their relationship was a joke. Next time, just at me. But I've been converted. I'm here now. Sierra won't be joining us, which I did hate because I would have paid big money to see them go face to face. I
understand,
but I didn't like it. I get it,
but I'm glad they're addressing it on Nick's side at least, because we can't just ignore that part of his version of the show.
I agree. Okay, so then, did I miss anything? Can we bring out Clark, Taylor, Ace, and Chelley? Did I miss something?
Nick saying there's a reason he's called Big Belgian.
I was like, goodbye. No, you lost me.
I'm happy for her.
Yuck. I hate. If I was Olandria, I would have been like, shut the fuck up.
At my watch party was like, and if anybody was blind, that is how you would know that he is a white man.
My God.
Who talks like that?
No, literally. Anyway, so can we bring out the next couples?
I guess.
Okay. Listen, I might be dumb, but I like Clark, Taylor, Ace, and Chelley, and they came out and they looked fine. And then Ace is salty though. He says he thinks this season was based more off favorites than love. In a way, I think he's right, but
he is.
But also, that's part of the game too.
But you gotta acknowledge it. He is only mad that it happened to him when he also participated in that happening to other people, and that's what drives me nuts.
Yeah, agreed. I think he's just so salty about it. He's got to move the fuck on. He
really
thought he was gonna win this shit. My God.
The one time Austin actually said something on this reunion is when he was backstage and he goes, it's like he doesn't realize he designed this system. The first vote out kind of set the tone, and then it kept happening. Mm-hmm. And the fans are like, fuck you guys. You're sending the people. Well, I guess we did also want those people to go home because we see the vote later, but that's the vibe we got. So then when none of these couples mean anything to the viewers, we're going to start voting for the people we actually like versus couples we believe in.
I think it was just a weird season where none of the couples were that great. I do think if we were going based off of love, yes, Chris and Huda should have been gone. Yep. Olandria and Nick should have probably been gone.
Yeah.
I get that because if you look at it, there's only one couple left standing from the final four, and there's two couples we voted off that are still dating. So yes, this season was not about love.
But also, if it was about love and connection, Hannah never would have gone home. That's the one I stand by the most. You can convince me Jeremiah was playing a game, whatever, Ace, we can have that discussion, but Hannah had Pepe. Hannah tried with Charlie. Hannah should not have gone home.
I guess, but I do think that's only different because we voted the bottom three and then they had to choose. Because no one's mad that Andrea went home, but she was in a relationship with Rob last season.
Yes.
Janae wasn't, right? You gotta, it's a double.
100%. But the rest of that cast isn't mad that, it's Friendship Island and, how the people voted. It's all, I only say these things in response to Ace saying it. Ace is the only one I'm mad at for saying this stuff.
I think the only difference is America voted him out and America voted Clark and Taylor out. They didn't have a say in that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
that's the game. You are also running towards public opinion. That's
the game. So he's just salty. I get it. It also, America's voting pissed me off this season. I would be lying if I said it fucking
America's voting has pissed you off for the last year.
For years, yeah. Since 2016, if you will. Anyway, so Taylor said, because we got to ask Taylor, was he really torn between Olandria and Clark?
Let's be honest. He wasn't.
He says he was, but he did say he wasn't physically attracted to Olandria. Just own it and say the second you saw Clark, that was your girl.
That is you can say she's the one I was the most interested in it, but the minute I saw Clark, he should have been honest with Olandria when she came back in after the Casa Amor split up, and he kind of led her to Olandria to believe that he had the same feelings that he did for Clark. And it's like, no, we could tell you really liked Clark.
Also, the thing that drove me nuts this season about Olandria was her chasing around Taylor when he kind of clearly didn't like her. However, I like her being like, watching it back, you made me look stupid. I look like I'm chasing you. And I was like, thank you, girl. I support you. I love that.
Yeah,
that now you're
but he was giving her the words saying that he did like her.
He was. I think just from our perspective, it was hard for us to be like, no, he doesn't.
His actions did not align. Like, that's what she should have clocked, is he was saying things and not following through with stuff.
But I do like that she now is like, I looked dumb, and I'm like, thank you. And now you don't, which is the best part. Yeah. Everyone else does. So then Taylor gives Olandria like the world's weirdest apology, where he ends with, you're still my dog. And I went, yo.
And then the cast goes, should we clap? I was like, stop. You're making this even worse. You are making this worse.
Normalize being on a reunion stage and literally looking at people like they're weird. Like, no one was. People should have looked at Taylor and been like, stop.
I would have been like, that's embarrassing. Why did you say that?
No, who said, should we clap? Someone should have been like, that made me feel so uncomfortable. That was funny, though, when Ace was like, should we clap?
Was joking, being like, that was weird. What? Do you want us to clap? But then people started clapping, and even Olandria was like,
thank you.
Thanks.
You're still my dog, though. Okay, so Chelley and Ace, let's get their timeline together, because there was a lot of speculation that they were dating.
I never believed that stuff.
I didn't care. I didn't care.
I think you saw it and you were like, wow, is this true? Like,
if there's something about me, I love to run with a rumor when we have no backing, and I say it. It's not, I have no evidence, but I'm going to spread the rumor. So they met in New York. They got to know each other only over social media. People were confused why he had been liking pictures since 2022. Andy's
people act like they've never met a man that's kind of obsessed with you. Yeah.
Which I haven't met a lot of them, but they could go back and like my posts. I wouldn't think that was crazy.
If you meet someone at like a club who already has a following, the best way to like show you like them is to like 20 pictures in a row, so it all blocks together.
If they already have a following, you're gonna fall. So you have to start liking old pictures. So she's like, "Who's this guy?"
Yes.
And Andy knows, because he's like, he probably just went back and liked older photos. So we cleared up. They were not dating beforehand. Olandria even sticks up for Nick, Ace, and Chelley, and she's like, they're the best, they're the realest. I don't know why y'all think they're fake. Ace and Chelley are exclusive. Ace is a romantic. He wants to wait for the perfect moment to make it official. I don't give a shit. Anyway, Ace says this will be his first and last girlfriend, and he is in love with her, which I love. Stand on business. I loved it.
But like, it's a bold statement to say for...
It's probably not going to happen, but I love it. I love
it. Publicly say this will be my last is...
It's like, it's giving 18 and we're going to college, but I'm going to give you a promise ring. Because we're going to be together forever.
But like, this is happen, publicly...
I don't know.
So, it's giving, because this drives me nuts when people do this. When you've been dating for 3 months and you call them the love of your life. Like, you barely know that person.
It'd be funny. Maybe it's because he's never had another love. So he's like, this is the love of my life. So far, you know?
Up until this point.
Yeah, we don't know. But I loved it, because one of my favorite moments from the season was when Taylor sat there and went, I picked Clark, and I was like, ooh.
I picked Clark. Have you seen all the edits?
Yes, I love it.
I was going to say, have you seen those? I know you're not like too much on
that was my favorite part of this. I loved that moment. And then now I loved Ace being like, this is my first and last girlfriend. Stand on it, because it's probably not going to be true. So I'm here for the messy. So now a bunch of other people come out. We talked to Austin.
We had way too many people at this reunion. I don't need every Casa Amor person. Let's be so fucking for real.
It doesn't matter. So Austin, his body count went down. He just forgot about a lot of people. I hate this man. I hope he gets hit.
Because I made fun of him for being dumb for sure, but thank you, Austin, so much for proving me right. Like, I kind of felt bad at how dumb I thought you were just based on your looks. Like, that's judging a book by its cover. But I read in between the pages, and it's blank.
This man there's no one home upstairs.
No, I literally was like, he is scratching for one brain cell all reunion.
Truly, I hate him. He's single, surprise.
Shocker.
Also, whoever's making his body count go up, stop sleeping with this man. He is disgusting. Anyway, Elon's got a dumbass hairstyle. Looks like Dorit. Do you remember? Did you see those photos?
Yeah. Oh, I posted one on our story.
I was cracking up. Okay. We can kind of, I think, go over this fast, but Coco, that girl from Casa, gets called out for saying Olandria was standoffish. And Olandria's like, duh, I was in a new house with my fucking ex, dude.
Well, it's like, she technically came into that girl's space. I know it was originally her house, but, like, you were the new girlies. She's not gonna, like, if she would have come in confident and strong, you guys also would have complained that she was taking over and ruining your experience. Like, no matter what, she would have been in the wrong.
Yeah, so also Olandria's like, all my friends are at the other house. I don't know any of you. Yeah, and my ex or my guy is talking to someone else. Like, duh, this is a little weird. And Chelley and Olandria kind of go with the Casa girls. They all cower. They're like,
it's just no, it's just Coco, because Olandria asked every other. She went down the line and was like, "Was I a mean girl?" And it was like, no.
You were so nice. And I was like, even if they thought she was mean, they're not going to say it now because Jesus, no one remembers their names.
And Coco was like, that was a misunderstanding. Like, I apologized to you in the DMs. And it's like, whoa. You could have cleared it up once the, like, clip went viral and there was a misunderstanding, but you didn't. And Olandria saying, like, we're not clearing this up in the DMs. You chose to go publicly about this. We're going to address this publicly now.
I agree. If you would say something publicly, we get to address it publicly. There's none of this, I'm going to just, like, send a nice... You can send something privately, and you should, but we're also going to bring it up publicly, so let's do this. Okay, then we also have that Zach guy, the UK guy.
Why is he... No, I did not need that man on that screen.
He said that Brian only got with Amaya for the money, and it wasn't genuine, which is crazy, because that's what we all thought about him.
Zach.
After that one challenge.
The least genuine person on this show.
And Brian and Amaya clap back at him, and then he goes silent. So we probably lost internet connection. Who cares?
Dream.
No, we did see him lying around at one point when everyone was arguing, and I was cracking up, and I was like,
cut to him. I was. That was the only time I needed to see him.
How he was late. That was me last night. I was fully sprawled watching this show. Okay, so Austin and Jaden.
I think it's Jaden.
You're right. Jaden broke up. Surprise. So basically, when they left the villa, we saw on After Sun, Austin was like, I'm going to take this girl on a yacht and love her and whatever. And then Jaden, Jesus, I guess told Austin, like, listen, if you want to date other people, that's cool, but just be honest with me about it. Let me know so that I don't look
catch
stupid.
Me off guard. Yeah.
So then Austin did the exact thing she asked her not to do, which was he dated other people without telling her.
And went and told everybody and made it a whole discussion.
Austin was like trying to defend himself. And Andy, see, no one's mad that Andy came at Austin, but he did. Andy was like, bro, she asked you to literally just let her know. And it sounds like you didn't let her know. So of course you were in the wrong. Like,
it doesn't surprise me that he can't think through this because they asked him what happened and he goes, I don't know.
Jaden goes, Austin can take that question. And he, I can't compute. Jesus, that guy. He is the biggest ass face. That's how I feel about him.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so then we call Huda out for not owning up to writing that thing to Pepe on the Stand on Business challenge. Because Huda's here not standing on business. She's out here hurting.
Shocker.
Even Pepe said if he wasn't that offended by it, but it really hurt Grayson.
Yes.
And I really like Grayson. I like the way she went about it, where she was like, I understand Huda, like, didn't mean to hurt me, but it did. And it sucks that I was, like, the collateral damage of it.
But also, every person who wrote something in said who wrote it, and then they were able to explain why they wrote it and recover from it. And so it hanging out there just makes it feel like you have an enemy sitting there hating on things. And it's like, who's saying this? It makes you question everybody.
Also, Jesus, it's like you've never watched a reality TV show. If you do something and say something with the cameras rolling, you're gonna get caught.
That.
Like, we've lived this before. Like, it's gonna come out. It's so dumb. Anyway. Okay, but what do we do? I really liked Grayson. I'm sad we didn't get more of her. She seems cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wrote a note about like Huda bringing back Chris. Oh, Huda brought back Chris for both Chelley and her. Then we have to do this whole thing.
Wait, that comes up a little bit later.
No, because then we get the unseen footage.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'm thinking about there's a million Huda comments that are kind of constantly like, we'll talk about this later. So in my mind, everything is always like, oh, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to Jeremiah. Let's talk about the Chris, Huda, or Chelley thing. So, we had heard this whole thing. Basically, the drama, if we remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, because even I blacked out up a lot. But Huda was interested in Chris. Chris was interested in mostly Chelley, but kind of Huda. And Chelley was obviously into Chris, but probably more into Ace. So Huda was like, hey, what if I brought Chris back from Casa? From Huda's perspective, she's like, it's good for me. It's good for you. We can both explore options. Fine. Yeah. From Shelley's perspective, that fine was said, but Huda was phrasing it as like, I'm doing this for you. I'm not even doing it for me. I'm doing it for you. So then we see this unseen footage of them talking in the bathroom. And I have to say, let me cook, and then you can let me cook with my thought. And then I'll respond.
Yeah.
Let me cook. Watching the footage, what Huda is saying is totally true. She was saying, I want to get to know Chris. Yeah. You can get to know Chris, whatever. However, Shelley's body language was not what Huda was picking up. Huda was like, we're so excited, girl. Yes. This is such a good job. But then Chelley was like, I'm
not interested about.
Yeah. She was like, I don't know how I feel. Chelley kept saying, I get what you're saying. I just don't know about it. Like, she was like, I don't know. Chelley seems so uncomfortable in this, and Huda did not perceive that. Not compute for her.
Yeah.
And that's what the weird part for me was if I said to you, Meredith, we could both date this guy. That's great. And you went, I then would be like, oh, are you not down with that? I wouldn't respond, amazing. Girls dating guys.
That is like, you would obviously then make the decision just for you.
Yeah.
I think that's what's hard is like, I think this is a perception issue on both sides. Like,
yes,
Huda can't see that Chelley wasn't psyched for it. And I feel like Huda, she does this a lot. She like pumps herself up with what other people are saying or doing. And like, she interprets things so differently than how I necessarily would. And so Huda is building a story in her mind like, oh yeah, Chelley and I are both excited that like, I'm going to bring back Chris for both of us. And Chelley did say there were a lot more conversations than just that one where she would constantly say like, oh, it's for both of us. Oh, it's for both of us. But my issue is, yeah, Huda does get a little bit of like credit. Like, she did have that conversation and did say it like, hey, I do want to bring him for me, but like, this could benefit you too. But I do think that Huda is never honest with actually how she's feeling. So once they get in the villa, Huda will always use Shelley's feelings or what she did for Chelley to like make her case that like she's not a bad person, or like they're girls. It's the same thing as her constantly throwing like, we're girls, like we're besties, like it's the sisterhood. It's to deflect any responsibility of what she actually owes in that sisterhood and that friendship. And so as things progress with Chris, she's not being honest with Chelley about what's going on, and that she is doing this is a selfish and that's okay. Be selfish. Like, that she should bring Chris back for herself and herself only. It has nothing to do with Chelley. It can be also a benefit to Chelley, and you can say that in one conversation and say, hey, I know you were interested in him too. I understand you might explore that as well if I do bring him back. But like, it's for you. It's not for Chelley. And so I do think that Huda, in all the other scenes that we saw in the actual show, did constantly tack on Shelley's like benefit, as in like, why it's like she's a great person. Yeah.
It was just weird because I I don't understand Huda. I have to be so honest. Like
Agreed.
the way she moves, it's one of those people. I'm trying to think of another person we've like talked to about it, because we've had these people before and we've watched them and like we don't get it. There are just certain people that like I watch and I go, I don't understand how this person thinks. Like, because
I also don't understand how they have like friends. Like, I don't understand how like people are friends with her in the villa.
Because if I saw my friend react the way Chelley did, I said the same thing Huda did to one of my friends, and she reacted the same way Chelley did, I would be like, what are your reservations? Like, immediately I can read that. And the fact that Huda like couldn't get that, and even if like, okay, there's some reservations, Huda could have been like, look, I understand it's a weird situation, but like, this is really my only option to stay. And so I know you're going to pick Ace. You can still get to know Chris, but I also want to get to know him. But I want to make sure our friendship is good. That would have been fine.
I want to tell you before I do it.
But instead, she's literally like Eskimo sisters. And it was so weird. It was so, I can't understand how she thinks. Because then she's watching it and she's like, I told you that's what I said. I got him. And I was like, no, I think
do you not see? Like, do you not also see what's happening in this?
Yeah, you were right in what you said. You said exactly what you said, but you interpreted it way different, girly. Like
you're missing everything else in this situation. You got the transcript right.
Yes.
But the tones are vastly different.
It's that. You know how there's like that sentence where wherever you put your accent, it means something different? That's what this is, where you're saying the sentence, but we all are getting different ideas of what you actually mean about it. So it was super weird. I get why the girls were like, Huda's a weirdo.
And I feel like, even like I said, this is a partial win for Huda. Like I liked seeing that footage. Yeah. Like, she was right in what she said. But then I feel like she gets emboldened by being like, see, I'm right. I'm always right. Like, yeah. It just affirms her and her.
She doesn't have to take accountability for anything.
Yeah.
She might have hurt someone's feelings, but she was honest, so it doesn't matter.
But I was right. Like, I was right in the situation. So, like, what do I have to apologize for? And it's like, your friend was hurt by this. How can you not understand that?
It like what's the price for being right at this point? Ooh, you know
that
like it's you'd rather be right than be a good friend. Okay,
or like
now
try to repair your friendship.
Now we know
this wasn't that serious, but like again, you're not trying to repair the friendship.
It didn't even work out in the end. So, but what are we fighting about? I don't know. Anyway,
very good point.
Okay, we're gonna switch gears to go talk about how Hannah, Pepe, they ended, which was crazy. These two, listen, Hannah did to Charlie what then Pepe did to Hannah. It was crazy. I thought it was weird when it was happening. I get it.
But I will say that grouping, like, they all took it on the chin pretty well of like they're the next person moving on, because that is the show.
So then we get the unseen footage of the girls voting Hannah off, which I found was hard. It was hard to watch, but that's the game. It's, to be honest, if this is your first season of Love Island, I don't know what you're doing. This is how it always goes. They always make the Islanders vote each other off. That's part of the drama. I felt really bad for Hannah because she's sitting here sobbing at the reunion. I was like, girl, it's not, I hate to tell you, it's really not that deep. It's okay.
I agree. Okay. I think the U.S. fan base is kind of ruining this show because we like want too much information. It's like, we don't need to see every vote. I don't care that much. We need to learn how to be upset with the decision made and move the fuck on.
It's crazy. We can't be, because look at where we stand in our government. The decision was made, and now we all have to just be upset, right?
We did this with Andrea last year, too. Like, we just need to be like, that's ridiculous. They made a bad call, and for it to just, like, move on. Like, we all voice our opinions, but, like, we gotta stop this washer cycle of commentary, and, like, these people are evil. How could they send Hannah home? I don't think Hannah should have been sent home.
But, like, home, you know?
I know, but, like, we just need to learn to disagree about it and not make it, like, such a thing where we need to get receipts for it.
That's the thing. If it wasn't Hannah, it would have been Amaya. And then people would have been mad that Amaya Papaya went home because she's America's sweetheart. And if it wasn't Amaya, then it was Iris. And then people would get mad that it was going to be Iris. So, like, everyone's going to be mad. You have a right to disagree. But at the end of the day, you used your vote. The bottom three were picked.
Good point.
And then
It's in their hands.
It's the same thing where I say, like, the Islanders can't be that mad because it's a fucking game. America cannot be that mad. This is a fucking game at the end of the day.
Agreed. Like, yeah, we had our say in it. We left those three up to the final, like, to be up for grabs, and then they got a vote, and that's how this shakes out.
Like, you know how it's gonna go. Like, it drives me nuts. And poor Hannah is really taking this harshly, and I was like, girl, it is not that deep. I like that she was crying and she was like, no, I love everyone and I get it, but she really was hurt by this decision. I think
it's hard to watch your friends talk about you like that. And that's why I don't think we need to air clips like that. UK never really shows us the discussion. They show us like them just like generally talking about it, but they never show people like
1, 2, 3 vote. Yeah.
That and okay, like, should we, like, she doesn't really have a connection, like, she shouldn't really be here, like that. They don't get specific in who, what, where, when, why. They just are like vague words about voting, and I don't think she should be here, but they never show names.
At the same time, though, those 4 girls were going through it. You saw. It wasn't, they weren't all just like, yes, we now get to vote off Hannah.
That made me feel better, because I was worried, like, the Andrea vote, like, everybody thought last year that it was like it was Leah being like, get her out of here. And it's like, no, I do really think those Islanders go through every person and say the pros and cons of them staying, and they should, because I think the producers also force them to do that, let's be honest, because they need all the dialogue and all the footage to, like, give us the best show. So they're going to walk through every single person who's up for elimination.
I'm making a new decree. If you're applying for Love Island, you should know this is probably going to happen to you. And you can cry that you're leaving, take it on the chin. I would honestly tell the producers, I don't want to see what they said. I don't care. I got voted on. It doesn't change anything. I still like these people. I'm going to watch them suffer talking about me?
We can't vote her back into the house and redo it.
It's also uncomfortable for everyone. Like, I don't want to know what you're saying about it. It's cool. You voted me off, and I'll move on.
That's why I think she was crying, is like, this is just not normal to watch.
Don't
People
do this
say that about you.
Yeah, it was crazy. So then we have Jeremiah. He's here now. Who I always got weird vibes from too.
I know he was out pretty early, but I was like, they're literally making that man wait in the wings for so long.
Yeah, he had to walk out. He had his own entrance, which was so weird. He wasn't that important. Jeremiah is very well spoken, I will say. I think that he has had time to really go through what happened and process it all, which I appreciate.
But he also said on the show, like, he is in therapy and he has a lot of self-reflection, which I think really shows, and such a pro for therapy, everybody out there.
So we really have to put the point home. We are hell-bent on making sure everyone knows Jeremiah did not love bomb. I don't care. I don't care either way. I didn't care if he did or didn't, to be honest.
I don't care. What annoys me is that Ace is deciding if he was love bombing. Like, I'm like, my guy, like, you don't get to be the, like, ruler of, like, when things happen.
Huda did it too. She was like, you were love bombing me. And then Ace was like, you were love bombing. And Jeremiah's like, the definition of love. And I was like, everyone muzzle these 3, muzzle them all. Like, just
I will say Jeremiah cooked when he goes, I can't love bomb her through you, Ace. Like, that you saying hilarious. That I said things to you, and that, awesome. Like, I love that he said that, because Ace loved, and this is okay, like, this is a character always, every season, every franchise, there's somebody who's meddling in everything, getting the discussions going. But Ace involved himself into all of this stuff with Jeremiah, and then got mad at him.
No, I loved when he said, I can't love Bomber through you. I was like, damn, eat him up. I will say, though, Jeremiah was here's my, I hate all these men, like, truly. Okay, so then the boys, though, were like, it was weird when you would say stuff like, hey, just tell your girl you love her, so, like, she'll always pick you, like, whatever, that kind of shit. And then Jeremiah's like, it was a joke. Oh my God. It was a joke. And the boys were like, okay, it just didn't really land, I guess. And I was like, every season we're going to have one dude on every show I ever watch go, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Haha. Funny, laugh, joke. I was like, and then Austin's like, I knew it was a joke. And I was like,
okay, Austin,
this man didn't know anything. He didn't know what way was up.
that. You know the English language again? Shut the fuck up, Austin.
Like, maybe it's just a bad joke, which it was a bad joke. If you ask
it's
me.
like, it didn't land. Like, if you meant it as a joke, clearly they didn't get it. Clearly you guys didn't get along. Like, my watch party, somebody said,
and that's okay.
I think Jeremiah was like a nerdy guy who had to glow up late in life, so he like doesn't have the like boy like social skills where you're like razzing each other. Like, he never clicked with those guys that well. Where like they all were on the same page.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know what we're doing here.
But I think he was trying to be part of that, like, the Ace, Taylor, and Nick,
he just
like,
wanted
and
to be
bro out.
Was like,
so then he's, like, saying things, and it just is, like, landing in a weird way, where then they're getting concerned, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, whoa, he was just trying to bond with you.
That is so accurate. That is so accurate. And it's funny, too, because I would watch Jeremiah and go, ooh. Like, there's something I don't like about
You're, like,
him.
trying really weirdly hard here, but also, like, what are you doing?
Because it was also weird that, like, Nick is a weirdo. Like, his jokes were so out of left field, but they were funny.
They landed.
They were so... I was like... It's crazy because Nick, there's something weird about him, but he is so funny. And my friend, I think, said at one point, like, Nick is almost too funny that I think some people don't get it. And I was like, no, that's
a good point.
Funnier.
That's a good point.
That's even funnier. Nick was so funny that I think the guys were like, he's actually so funny that Jeremiah is the other end of the spectrum where he's trying so hard.
So hard. And still not landing. Yeah. You know what? And also, let me give proper credit. Jill is the one who said that, friend of the podcast. She mentioned that last night.
Shout out Jill. No, she ate with that. That was great. And then... Austin is sitting there like, it's all just jokes. And then Ace goes, people go home over jokes. And I was like, whoa. You know
Got him.
I don't know who I'm rooting for because I hate you all, but I'm here for it. I was here for
I'm just here for people catching people and everything. I'm like, everybody get each other. Like, that's the point of this reunion.
And then Nick was like, I didn't agree with Jeremiah going home. I wanted Austin to go home. And I was like, claps for him. And then we got the footage of literally Ace and Taylor being like, I feel like it should be Jeremiah. And Nick was like, I really want Austin to leave. And then I was like, that's the unseen footage we deserve because I hate Austin.
Yeah.
I hate him. And I respect Nick for looking Austin dead in his face and going, I wanted you
gone. But I appreciate that because Nick was like, listen, you guys all think I'm just following him. I didn't even want that. Like, at the end of the day, we have to send someone home, so I was outvoted. So yes, I am responsible for this too, but I was not falling in line here.
That's what we saw. Nick goes, all right, well, it's 2-1. So it's Jeremiah. What's Nick gonna do? Cry about it? It was 2-1, and he went, okay, I guess Austin stays. Damn it.
It's not that deep.
Damn it. We all say in sync. Anyway, so Ace is this ringleader, which, like, I think in a way Ace was just vocal, because, these are also two grown-ass men. They're not like, whatever Ace says goes.
Ace acts like, oh, ringleader, like I made every decision. It's like, no, you can also be the person who's leading like, you're the leader of this, like, you're starting the discussions, you're bringing up the topics, you're putting your opinion out first, and, like, you're the alpha guy in that group. Like, let's be honest, between, like, him and Taylor, like, Ace is leading that.
Yeah. Can I say, though, I think, like, I don't think he's, like, the ringleader. I think Jeremiah, Austin, Ace himself, everyone needs to get off of this, like, Ace was making all the decisions.
He's the villain,
I do think, though, Taylor, no one's home either, so he's like, whatever Ace says, I guess, you know, whatever.
I think Ace had a lot of impact on how people thought and felt, and his voice carried weight. And, like, I want him to acknowledge that, and he should. Like, that's a great skill to have.
And then you
have influence,
and then we can look at everyone else and be like, "How are you so easily influenced?
Have a backbone."
What the fuck? Then this was the part I loved the most. Ariana was like, we actually have the votes. And actually, the lowest voted people were Hannah and Jeremiah. So if America had been the ones,
I was like, you know what?
They got it right. You know what?
That's true.
So everyone stopped bitching about how Ace sent Jeremiah home and everyone sent Hannah home, because that was the way it would have went.
We also didn't want them either. I was like, okay, valid on sending them home. I agree with you. My only thing is, Ace, shut the fuck up about this isn't Friendship Island.
Stupid. I think I just hate all these men. I just want to.
Me too.
Anyway, We get clarification that Belle and Jeremiah are not together. Belle is just picking herself. Was this a thing? Can I give you
another? They were staying at the same Airbnb, so people thought they were hooking up, but I think they were just renting an Airbnb together. And maybe they did hook up, but like they're not together. Can I tell you another one of Jill's amazing takes?
Yeah, of course.
She was like, Belle is giving Raquel vibes, like the dress, everything. And for those who don't watch Bravo, this is Ariana's like ex-boyfriend's life partner's mistress.
Yeah. My God. Oh my God.
So when Ariana got cheated on, for anybody who doesn't watch Bravo, it was with this girl Raquel, who is
oh my God, breaking things. That is so good.
Ditzy person, like crazy. But yeah, the color of the dress, the way she interacts, like
give Jill a raise.
It was like, oh my God.
Give Jill a raise. That's why I hate Belle. Oh, I knew someone.
But her in that like green seafoam or whatever it was really hit it home.
Oh my God, it was giving that one reunion. Raquel showed up and was like, "I'm a beauty queen because I needed to learn how to talk to people." Oh, someone get Jill. Give her a raise. Give her a raise. She should replace me permanently. She's so good.
We just need a correspondent. We need Jill's hot takes.
Put Jill on the. Oh my God! Put Jill on the streets. Put Jill on these streets talking to people.
Wait, I actually love that idea.
She's our correspondent. Oh, that's so good. Anyway, do we move on from that? That was so
should we just end the podcast here?
Oh my God!
Jill, take over.
I literally felt the adrenaline hit my body. I had to get up. I was like, that is so good. Anyway, okay, next segment. We put together this thing, or we see Huda doing all of her psychotic
She was
rage.
Laughing.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we play the video of Huda's like most memeable moments, I think, but it was her literally losing her goddamn mind.
Being
and then,
so rude.
Yeah. We were watching Huda be a literal cunt, and she's laughing about it.
She's like,
and then Andy
not like, oh my God, that's so, like, you know, like a nervous laughter. You're like, oh my God.
Like,
she was like,
that's so good.
Look at that.
No.
Oh my God.
Andy then, when it's over, he's like, I was going to ask you how you felt about it, but you were laughing. And she's like, yeah, I've done so much self-reflection. Like, that's not even me anymore. And Andy goes, you've done so much self-reflection in a month? Like, ate her up. That was
and people are like, oh wow, he really attacked her. She's handing him everything on a silver platter. Like, that was child's he does not have to lift a finger to do anything to this girl.
Let me tell you what I said out loud when she said self-reflection in a month. I've done so much self-reflection. I was like, how long has it been? Literally out loud, I went, how long has it been?
Out loud, I go, name it. Name what you've done. Name what you've done in a month that you're now a better person.
That was child's play for Andy. She hung the fruit down and he hit it. It was low hanging.
She is feeding him the grapes to like bite back at her.
If you think that was mean, Jesus.
Oh my God.
She basically said, call me out on my bullshit.
Here's every card on everything that I've done. Also, we have an entire flash of everything you've done. So, like, it's super easy to confront you on the shitty things you've done because we have a montage of
If you ask me, we didn't confront him about it enough.
Agreed. Where was the 3, 2, 1 countdown? Like confrontation.
Like the sexual harassment was crazy.
Gross.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, then Huda was like, I've done so much work on myself after I was bullied and isolated in the villa. And then Andy's like, I watched and I didn't find many instances in which you were bullied.
Can you tell me when?
Give me examples. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, there was this one time that the girls were talking about me. And then we get the clip.
No, hold on. She goes, I got out of the villa and I saw a clip and felt bullied.
Okay.
After the fact?
Okay. She's 12. She's the emotional intelligence of a 19-year-old, I swear to God. Anyway, we watched the villa and I was fully ready to be like, is she bullied? It wasn't anything remotely close to bullying. Bullying is if we made you feel bad in the moment your face.
I thought we were going to get the clip on the Stand on Business challenge, which is challenge.
That was
like that. More. I bet she felt ostracized. I bet she felt othered. Like that was hard. And I totally understand her feeling like that during that. But like, that's not what we got.
I don't even remember what they were fucking talking about.
I forget what they were talking about. That they weren't talking about her.
She's kind of crazy.
No. They weren't talking about Huda. And then they were staring at her because she was working out. She was doing this like hee ha ha in front of them, thinking that like they're obsessed with her. And they were like, really weird. She thinks that we're
looking at her.
We're talking about what she's doing right now. We're not. So they like laughed because they're like, of course, Huda thinks we're talking and like focused on her. But again, she didn't say that she felt bullied when she was in that moment and people were laughing at her. Because I understand if you see people looking at you, laughing at you, that would make me feel some type of way. It's that she watched the clip back and felt that after the fact.
Oh, I think I was bullied.
I feel bullied from a clip of people laughing at me.
And you know that she read the comments of people being like, because people are racist.
They're
and
mean girls.
Chelley and Olandria and Scare are mean girls. And then she was like, oh my God, they were bullying me.
Olandria was not there.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
I just want to clarify that.
Not needed. But she was in the Mean Girls crew.
Correct. Absolutely. Because she's a person of color.
Of course. So I think that's a little ridiculous that it's clear that Huda cares about what the public perceives.
Oh,
and
she
goes
is so
with
emboldened.
That narrative. She doesn't actually care how she feels. She's told by the public how she should feel.
What actually happened.
No, literally, she's living in a delusion.
You can be upset that you now see what people said about you. Because maybe they did talk about her, but they weren't talking about what she was doing in that moment.
Yeah.
You can be upset that people were talking about you, but being upset and feeling hurt by your friends talking about you is not the same thing as bullying. I'm getting really tired of the word bullying being thrown out on reality TV when somebody says something bad about you, confronts you about something, or just like generally says something you don't like. That's not bullying.
If I remember correctly, weren't they talking about how like Hurricane Huda was exhausting and they just like couldn't really do it anymore? Like they were like, it's just a lot. Which is fair. Your vibe is ruining the entire villa. So if I'm allowed to speak on vibe, yes. And then you like look at me and I'm like, oh, she thinks we're like looking at her. We're not. Haha. It's weird.
She was putting on a whole performance to try to get them to look at her.
So literally. This is why I'm like, I can't understand where Huda is coming from. Like,
she doesn't. Again, she does not see the dynamic in the video. You know, she reads the comments and is like, oh my God, they were so mean to me.
You know the saying, you can't argue with crazy, or you can't reason with crazy.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about Huda. Like, there's just.
And her fans. And her fans are just as bad.
We're never going to get through to them.
Right. All right, I'm going to stop responding to them in the comments.
You're never going to get through to them. There's no reasoning with crazy. Okay, so then Huda also went on a One Alex Cooper's podcast. Was talking about how she was bullied and isolated. That is
not where she said the bully comment, by the way. That was on Entertainment Tonight in a 15-minute episode.
She talked about the girls being mean to them. No?
It wasn't as much on the Call Her Daddy episode, but honestly, the Call Her Daddy episode, she defended everything she did. And then,
okay.
Because she basically did the Call Her Daddy episode pretty much as soon as she hit LA. So she didn't see as much, but the later interviews she was doing with other things,
when she
was going after the other people without naming things. Call Her Daddy, she was defending herself, so she took back a lot of apologies she had given to the girls. And then other interviews is when she was like, I was bullied, I was ostracized.
Okay, because now we're getting into kind of Huda and her non-friendships with Olandria and Chelley. So I'm not
crazy.
I'm not 100% sure on the timeline. Meredith, please correct me as we go.
No, I got you. I watched both the Call Her Daddy and I went and found, once I heard she said a bullying comment, I said, about who? Name some names. And it was on an Entertainment Tonight 15-minute clip that I could find on YouTube. Ooh. I remember sitting on the bus here in Chicago watching it on my birthday. And and I guess actually it wasn't my birthday, but it doesn't matter.
It was your birthday to me.
And I was like, okay, name names.
Name them.
Name
them. So, Huda, okay, this is where I'm going to try not to crash out. Olandria's like, here's the thing. When everyone got out of the villa, right, there was a lot of backlash on Chelley and Olandria, and a lot of Huda stans.
Yep.
Then not only perpetuated the narrative that Chelley and Olandria are mean girls and they're terrible, but there was a lot of racism behind those comments.
Very bad, yeah.
And it was bad, right?
And what I will say is Huda is not responsible for what other people say, and it's not on her, but also to know you have an influence, because they were saying Huda's name in the comments. Yeah. Yep. That's where I think some of this is on, like, not on Huda, but like where she should know her influence.
You know what? I'm going to keep the same energy I do with people that I've talked about it on other reality shows. I've talked about it with the WNBA. If people are using your name to perpetuate a narrative and you don't stand up against it, you are compliant in that narrative. You are compliant.
Yes.
So if someone's sitting here like spewing racism for Huda, if Huda does not say anything, she is compliant in that racism. I agree. That is the energy I keep with everyone, because I know if anyone used my name to perpetuate something I didn't stand for, I don't care how many fans I would lose, I would stand up against it.
Yes.
Absolutely. I do not care.
And it's even worse finding out that Olandria said made Huda aware of it before they even left Fiji. And then Chelley and Olandria sit down with Huda in LA and ask their friend to please say something to call off her fans.
And Huda said she would, and then she never did.
To agree to it too. It's like, you can only use the I didn't know cards for so long, but the minute they say that they told you, they asked you to do something, you agreed, and you still did nothing.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. And then Huda's like, I don't support any of that. And they're like, but again,
you're not outwardly saying you don't.
And she even said because, okay, here's another difference, right? We're going to go back to season 6 for a second, because there was a lot of people in Leah's defense, right, targeting other Islanders last season. And Leah sat on the couch of the reunion, looked in the camera and said, I do not want anyone ever spreading hate. She goes, do not go to Andrea's comments. Do not go to Rob's comments. Do not spread this hate. I don't want it. Right?
You are not a supporter of mine if you do
this. Huda sat on this couch and went, I didn't know. Of course I don't support that. But how was I going to stop it if I didn't know? I got so busy. I had no time to speak out against it. Sit your ass down, look at the camera, I had a lot going on. I had a lot going on. Look in the camera right now and say it. She couldn't even do that. She couldn't even also...
She still has yet to.
It was crazy that she didn't apologize to Olandria and Chelley to be like, I'm sorry I never posted that. Instead, she said, I'm sorry if it all hurt you. I'm sorry if this was crazy.
I clocked that too. I was like, oh my God.
I'm sorry if. She should have looked at it. I'm sorry I didn't do it. That's crazy the hate you were getting. I do not support that. I love you. She was like, I said I loved you. It doesn't matter.
What is that supposed to do for me?
You are not a fan of mine if you attack these two girls. That is what you need to say. I do not stand for it. I do not like you if you do that. Cut it out. Absolutely cut it out. And she couldn't even do that. She couldn't even give them a real apology for saying she was going to do something and not doing it.
And then, so they say this at the reunion. In my mind, I was sitting there and I was like, wait, somebody confronts you and tells you how important this is to them. And how it's been weeks since this reunion filmed. And now it's been like, there's time since it's aired and nothing still.
No.
That's crazy.
No. And you're going to sit here and go, I love you guys. You know that. Everyone knows that. You don't love me enough to stand up for me.
She weaponizes I love yous to deflect any responsibility. Instead of saying sorry or I hurt you and I love you, like soothes the winds. And I wonder if that is a pattern that she learned because she like did have a traumatic childhood and an abusive childhood, like with her father. And like that is an abusive pattern. And like she probably learned that, but that's why I really do want her to go to therapy and unlearn some of this stuff, because "and I love you" doesn't solve this.
No.
If you genuinely care about people, you need to like have resolution with them, and clearly putting a post up asking your fans to not engage in this behavior would solve some of this. They would greatly appreciate that. And that is how you can show friendship and "I love you" in action.
It was just crazy. And then as Huda continues to say, "I just got really busy. I didn't have time. It's not that big a deal that I didn't do it." Olandria gets really upset and she says something I did not know. I had to take a minute. Someone put Olandria's face on George Floyd's body.
Oh, and even worse. Huda's face was the cop.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes. And this wasn't just like a one-off tweet. This was circulating in comments on their pages too. Like people were commenting that, because you can do that with TikTok and Instagram. This was on comments everywhere, like to the point where people thought that whoever, like the people managing Huda's page should have said something.
I'm honestly shaking. It was
scary.
I'm like kind of shaking, and it's not funny. Like, I'm like I'm like kind of chuckling because I have tears in my eyes right now. That's insane.
That happened like during the show airing, and like BuzzFeed Tasty put a like knuckle sandwich to Chelley post. Like there was a lot of like physical violence against Chelley and Olandria, like comments, photos, like it was, I've never seen it this bad in the Love Island universe. And like the UK is notorious for not treating their Black contestants well. Like this was insane.
Oh my God. I like really have some tears in my eyes. That's like terrible.
Yeah. No, it was very jarring to see. I can imagine it being about you too. And I have the privilege of being a white woman and not having this like history stacked on top of it and like feeling this charged energy towards me. And I felt disgusted. I can only imagine what like Black women felt like seeing like themselves in that.
That makes what Huda said in response to that even worse. Because she
what's crazy? She said she had never seen that photo, and Olandria said, "I showed it to you."
And she said, "Well, I didn't make the post." I'm
sorry. I don't care. I mean, I care who made it. I think that person is horrific. But if I saw a photo like that of you, I don't care if I made it. I don't care if anybody, like, I would be like, I'm so upset. I don't even care if I didn't have a following. I would be like, "Are you okay? Like, this is not okay." Like, I would be like, "Give me your phone. Let me delete it from everywhere so you don't even have to see it." Like,
we're reporting
this
that
is not what I believe in.
I'm reporting everyone who likes that. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah, this wasn't just like, "Fuck you," like, and we're like this wasn't like, this was obscene stuff.
How could she not see that or do anything about it? That's honestly crazy.
I don't think she cares.
And now
because she's emboldened. This is what I've seen people say. And I do and don't agree with this. Like, because I don't know if Huda would take it this far because I don't actually know her. But people said like, people are saying online that she was thrilled Chelley was getting hate because she was so upset with Chelley, and that she was willing to not stand up for Chelley and Olandria because that's how much she despises Chelley, and like basically tossed her relationship with Olandria like by the wayside for like Chelley to continue to get this hate. Like her friendship with Olandria was
beyond hate about the show though. This is like coming at people's lives, death threat, like that's crazy. And like, could you imagine if you were like, I honestly, there's no worse, like to also be photoshopped in as the police officer. That is crazy.
That's why when Huda said, "I'm receiving racism too," I was like, we're not here to compare things, but the fact that you don't see that your fans are doing this for you is the difference. And if Huda had asked Olandria and Chelley to make a comment because she believed that it would make a difference and it would like quell some of this, they would have. And I don't think you should have to ask, but I also don't see the same Huda absolutely is getting racism also in her comments. Not okay. For
Not
anybody
okay
on these
at
casts,
all.
absolutely at all. But it's not in the honor and name of Chelley and Olandria. It's not like the same way. And like, it doesn't make it okay and it doesn't make it different. But like, to use that as the reason because you're getting racism, like in racist comments too, as the reason why you don't
that was crazy
some of it,
too.
I just find that such a weird comment.
Because I hate when people are like, well, it's also happening to me. That doesn't mean it's not happening to us.
So you want them to receive it too?
Like
you can do something to change
how bad it is. If you know how bad it is and they're using your name, wouldn't you want someone not to feel what you're going through?
Absolutely. I do
crazy.
think Love Island, I think this should be a learning experience too. I think Love Island, because they put posts up, I think they should really recommend and write for the cast members that come off that finale posts, and like whether it's copy they give them or they give them a post to put on their story that urges everybody to stop any hate to any cast members in the name of like any one of them, because I think it is really important that we like stop that. We're like taking this too far as like a general fan base. In the comments, the photos made, the fact that people were calling Huda like CPS on Huda and like calling ICE on Sierra's.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I knew people called ICE on Sierra's family, and that's crazy.
Like this is
CPS
weird.
on Huda. That's crazy.
Yes. Across the board, it's taken too far
fucking
on
game
all of
show.
them.
It's a fucking game show.
That's the thing. Like
fuck?
Huda does deserve to be defended in this stuff too, but she has an impact that she can make, and I don't think she perceives that. No, and that's what makes me so sad for like her, and that's why I don't. You said earlier you don't get her, and I agree.
Listen, for all of y'all that are like, Andy was so mean, you are lucky it wasn't me hosting this reunion. Because if I heard that picture was posted and Huda didn't do anything, oh my God, I would have gotten up and threw hands. I would have been like, how are you not how is this not clocking to you? That's crazy. This is crazy. This whole thing's fucking crazy. I can't. I hate the US. Sorry.
No, sorry. I agree. It's gross. It's horrible. Shut the show down.
Shut the show down. Shut the show down. I don't want another season if this is what happened.
At this cost, no.
Protect, you know what? Protect people of color. Have it be all white people, and we'll bully the fuck out of them instead. Because Jesus Christ, we have to stop this. We'll call them crackers.
Yeah, but like a white show isn't the answer, because then we're not getting representation and like moving that needle forward. Like,
yeah, but like
it's just I think it's for people to understand that like Huda does get like white adjacent privilege, and like a great creator. We love her. Yes. I don't know her full handle, but we follow her, Chris, on TikTok. She gives really great breakdowns of how race impacts real life, and like she really puts it into different reality TV scenarios and breaks down different issues. I love watching it because I get the benefit of learning from an amazing Black woman that like it's not her job, but like I will absolutely take any information she ever puts out. Yeah. And this creator gets so much hate for calling Huda white passing, but she is. That's a fact.
White passing's not like, it's not meant to be an insult, but you can be. I can be white passing as well. Yeah. If I straighten my hair, I'm white. I could be white passing easily.
And like, but even because for those who don't know, Alicia is also a person of color. Yeah, but like your tears against a Black person would also mean more. You know, like that's the benefit of like lighter skin. Like that is just a fact. Yes. And we all need to understand this, even though that's uncomfortable and that's frustrating. Like that's the fact of like the life we're living in the US here.
Yeah. And now what's like angering me is I understand that, right? I am a person of color, but I'm Latin, and then I also can be white passing. My dad is white. Mm-hmm. And so, if something was happening, right, I know I have privilege. Like, I know I can use my privilege. Even if I am a person of color, I have privilege that other people of color do not have. And so I have the ability to stand up against that, and maybe a few more people will listen to me than they would other people of color, right? And that's the privilege I have, and that's the privilege Huda has as well, right? And so she could speak out against this, and the fact that she's not is blowing my mind, honestly. Yeah. And it doesn't help that, for like anyone's case, that Chelley and Olandria are also dark-skinned Black women. Yeah. So like this just looks really bad on everyone who won't say something. And I'm gonna say this might be controversial, but I don't care. Fuck Amaya for standing 10 toes behind Huda as well. If that was my friend and I'm here, even if Amaya's just hearing all this for the first time, my ass is looking at her being like, you should post that post.
That is, you again, after the reunion airs, you can clock your friend in private, too. Like, if you think Huda's going to get a lot at her at this reunion and you don't want to add to it on the actual taping of it, how do you not go sit at dinner that night or the next morning, like, give her a breather and then call her up and say, you need to post that?
No.
Knowing what you know now, post that thing.
I think for public perception, you've been 10 toes behind Huda. I would have sat through this reunion. And even if I just looked at Olandria and Chelley and said, I'm so sorry that's happening to you. Is there anything I can do? Like, can I would have probably posted if I was Amaya. I would have posted. Because Amaya's also a person of color. She is Dominican.
But she has such a following, too. Like, she is the people's princess of this year.
Yes, I would have said, look, I wasn't aware of, even if she did know, it doesn't matter. I wasn't aware until the reunion aired that this was happening. I fully stand against this. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like,
that's
how
so true.
That
every person on that cast who sat there who is not Chelley and Olandria and
or
probably not like dating. A Black person.
Or the Black people on the show. Yeah.
Like, you have power. Yeah.
Well, Amaya has power because she was, like you said, the princess. Huda has power because she has a ton of fans. All the white cast members have power. Pepe has power because he has a large following and people like him a lot.
Even if you got 10,000, that impact you could have, because there's crossover in some of these people who follow Huda. Like, there is crossover in this fan base. It's not a one and done. You don't get to just pick one person to follow. You can still have an impact.
I gotta be honest, after the reunion, I unfollowed Amaya because I was like, how are you going to stand 10 toes behind this woman?
To be honest, I'm disappointed with everybody. That's crazy.
It does not matter if you liked Olandria and Chelley on the show. You cannot be compliant in this. You can't. And again, if they use your name to push this narrative and you don't say anything, you are compliant in the narrative. I do not care. That is the energy I go with at this point in time. And I hold it for everyone. And I would hold it to myself. So everyone, let me know if someone's using my name in something I don't believe in, because I will say something.
Oh, if I see it, I would tell you immediately.
Oh my God. Okay, now we got to talk about the heart rate challenge, which just seems like not the vibe right now.
I know.
Okay, so we get the unseen footage of the heart rate challenge that caused all the drama between Ace and Chelley and Huda. What?
Before we get to that, I saw online today that Nick commented on that the George Floyd post. Like, he stood up for Olandria and had this whole thing, and they cut it out.
Reunion?
Yeah.
No, he's a white man.
Yeah. Like, again, to the whole thing about like white people have power and like people listen, like so people are pretty upset with Peacock because Jeremiah came out and said that Nick commented and like stood up for Olandria.
Good for Jeremiah. Fucking call that shit out. I'm a fan now, Jeremiah. Here I am. Sorry I said you were a fucking weirdo at the beginning.
Because people like were snipping Nick's like reaction to Olandria, like saying, like, commenting about the George Floyd picture. Yeah. And Nick's face was just like, you could just tell it like was painful for him. The clip that people like, it just kept replaying. Like, yeah. And then somebody, I don't know where Jeremiah's comment was, but I saw it on somebody else's like reporting it, that Jeremiah said that Nick did stand up for her and they cut it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No one knows how to do anything fucking right. I swear to God. This is how you know everyone sucks at their jobs. Oh my God.
I'm extremely disappointed in everybody, to be honest.
God. Shout out Jeremiah for saying something. And fucking shout out Nick, even though it got cut. As you should stand up for your girl. But as a white man, you know your privilege and fucking say something. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, should we go to the heart rate challenge now?
Heart rate challenge.
Jesus. Okay, so yeah, all the drama between Chelley and Huda and how Huda took it too far with Ace during the heart rate challenge. So we get to watch it. And I didn't know when it was going to get like the line, But I did at the beginning. I was like, did she lick his dick? Like, yes. I had a moment and I was like, oh my God. Because I thought it got bad at the end. But it didn't get it that bad.
Like, with people coming out of the villa, I had heard, because somebody, I don't know where I saw this, that Huda had done, they kind of called it her signature move, because she did that to Jeremiah whenever the, like, leather and whips and lace and whatever.
Oh, she
licked him from his, like, ankle all the way up. And so people said, like, oh, she did that to Ace, too. And I was like, that just... was that needed? But so, it's weird. Like, I knew that was coming, but like to watch it, I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this. It made me feel
crazy. And then she did bounce her ass on his face, which I thought was less weird, but it was only weird because everyone else had stopped.
That. And she again, it's like reading the room in this situation. Like, she doesn't perceive what's going on around her.
Whatever. My biggest issue was after the fact, Chelley said, look, it was a challenge and we all said we were going to go for it, and that's fine. However, as my friend, there's a certain level of respect, and like licking my man's dick is not that respect, which is true because my God, I would never lick any of my friends' significant others.
I don't want to. I don't want to be near my significant others or my friends' significant others' crotches.
Yeah, I'll fine for the challenge, shake my ass in their face, but I don't want to lick
I don't need my tongue to be anywhere near their dick.
No. So, but the fact that Huda's like, but it was a challenge. I was like, no. But here's the thing, right? Yes, it was a challenge and that's great. But this is your friend, right? This is your friend. Have some decency. Have some respect for your friend.
She then also said, everybody gave consent. And that's not the issue.
It's not about consent, girl.
Like, nobody was saying consent. That, like, and if people are, like, that's weird. Like, Ace wasn't, like, accosted, you know, like, she didn't sexually assault this man. No. It's you prioritize the challenge and your need to do all of this over the friendship. The challenge was more important to you, and winning a challenge and whatever you wanted to get out of the challenge was more important than your boundaries and your friendship with Chelley.
Ooh, you ate with that. That was the best way to put it. You were so well spoken. Yes.
That's exactly what it is. And like, that was it. If you want to do that, that's fine. But stop expecting this sisterhood and stop saying all this stuff, because when it comes down to it, your actions you don't follow through with that. You preach it the most. At least we saw the most. Could have been edited. But we see that you preach the sisterhood the most and you do the least to actually invest in it.
Well, I think that's the thing, right? Is after the challenge, Chelley was very upset with Huda, right? And Huda was like,
it's just a challenge.
Friends. It's just a challenge. She could have, if she wanted to, just like, I don't know what would look better, but she could have just been like, hey man, I was here for the challenge and I did what I had to do. Boom, shakalaka, fuck the friendship kind of thing, right?
But that's not who she is. Like,
we were friends, girl. You can't be mad. It was a challenge. We're besties.
And again,
I'm doing it for you.
You think that you went into that and you all agreed to that, whatever. Your friend is hurt. So your friend hurting should be the priority, not you justifying what you've done.
Is it more important to be right? Right or friends? Is it more important?
I mean, here's another incident of Huda just wants to be right.
You know what?
And that's okay. But don't expect the friendship then. Don't invest in the friendship. We've seen you like toss these friendships the minute you had 100,000 followers. So for you, it's not about quality of friendships. It's about quantity and needing attention. Like, let's be so for real.
Go be right, girl. Go be right by yourself.
Go be right.
Go be right. Anyway, so that was kind of the end. And then it was like, you could apply to Love Island. Meredith, should we apply?
No.
I wish they had an average people's Love Island where we could like wear one pieces and eat like bread and stuff, you know? Because that's how, and we didn't have to like put
I think
on
that's
our
called
face.
Hinge.
We didn't have to put it on our face every day. Fuck.
Yeah. I did think it was funny how I think it was Ariana at the end or somebody said like, oh, it's about the friendships along the way. And I was like, that's so funny because we started this with Ace being so upset that this was Friendship Island. And I was like, you're right. This season was about the friendships along the way. This was not Love Island.
Oh my God. What friendships? We had two different guy groups going at each other. We had a Huda fucking up all her friends.
A hurricane.
Yeah. What friendships? The only friendship I believe in is Chelley and Olandria. And they were even pushed closer because of all the racism, probably. So here we are. So that's the end. But now I do want to talk about something that happened after the fact.
Let's go.
Okay. So Huda went on. I hate this girl so much. I'm so sorry.
Yep.
This is, if you're a Huda stan, you're going to hate us. And I get that.
No. Honestly, do not follow us. Do not listen to this podcast. I think so poorly of you.
Don't come this way. Anyway, right after the reunion, Huda went on her Instagram or stories. I don't know. TikTok, Instagram.
I think it was her Instagram stories. Yeah.
First, she talked about how uncomfortable Andy made her because he asked 1,000 times about her relationship and she just didn't want to talk about it. Okay. That's her prerogative to be public about it when she wants to be public about it. Girl, you were public about it on that red carpet and it's Andy's fucking job to ask.
Yeah. He didn't accost you on the streets and shove a microphone in your face. You're at a reunion to talk about your love life. Also, what did you expect?
No, literally, you are capitalizing on your love life. We can ask about your love life.
No, I mean, yeah, you're doing that too, but you are here at the Love Island reunion where we are catching up on love lives.
No, literally. And also, why did you lie then and say you can't talk about it because of Netflix? You could have just said, I don't want to talk about it. And then you could have just been labeled that girl that didn't want to talk about her life.
There. It's because... everybody called her out. It's because people called her out that she wasn't on an NDA, that she's a goddamn liar. And so now she has to claim victim. And now people are like, Andy should have never hosted this reunion. Like, he's a Zionist. Like, she's a Palestinian woman. I'm like...
Huda posted about how Andy's a Zionist and she's Palestinian and how he's anti-her and whatever. And
I think he is anti-her, but not because you're Palestinian. He's anti-you. Listen, he is anti-you.
I did minimal research, so I don't know left, right, and center. Andy may or may not be a Zionist. I don't know.
That's the thing. I
haven't done enough research to make a claim on this yet.
And I also do not know enough about the conflict. I will always say that. And I should know more, but it is complex.
It is very complex. I am happy to knock off anyone who is a Zionist, honestly. But I don't know. I need hardcore proof a lot of times.
I looked into it. I did not find anything.
I couldn't find much.
I couldn't find hard statements or
when I
whatever.
asked AI on Google, they showed me Huda's posts and I went,
that didn't even come up for me.
That doesn't help. And that Andy's Jewish. And I went, that
doesn't count. Yeah.
In all honesty, I looked it up 5 minutes before we hopped on here. So I didn't do a lot of research, but it didn't pop up immediately. Now
I asked AI to pull every time he has been, and it pulled him saying he is proud of his Jewish heritage.
Okay, so
that is not being a Zionist.
We don't know. I'm not defending him in any way. If he is, fuck him, right?
I just need to be shown it.
Right. You got to give me proof. I can't do these trolls going, he's definitely a Zionist.
But I also need people to understand that can be a layer of it, but also calling her out for the stuff she was called out for is also valid. And his job.
So, but for Huda to wait, this is the part let me cook. Huda to, in less than 24 hours, post about how Andy sucks and he's a Zionist and whatever, but she couldn't post about not being racist.
Correct.
Is crazy.
Correct. She's booked and busy.
Crazy. She's not busy enough to shut the fuck up about Andy, but God forbid anyone ask her to tell her fans to stop being racist. She's too busy to do that. And that shows me who she is as a person. If I didn't already know, now I know. So I don't really care if Andy is a Zionist or not. I care that Huda's posting about it, but can't stick up for her so-called fucking friends who she loves to say, hey, stop bullying them on my behalf. Stop literally being racist and sending them death threats on my name. So that's how I feel about that.
I'm just saying, watch Andy Cohen's comments because her defenders will go after him.
I did,
and this is proof that she's gonna sick her followers on people she doesn't like. And that is online bullying.
Stick them on us, girl, because I don't really care about internet hate. What's up? But, like, you're sad. If this is all you're doing, too, you're just, like, defending whoever Huda hates, get a life. Literally, don't follow us. Don't come near us. We don't need it. But if you feel like you need to, I'm just going to start responding and be like, go touch grass.
Well, I mean, like, Huda defenders must also go after Netflix account, right? Because, like, they clocked her.
Oh, go get Netflix. You better cancel your subscriptions, guys. Jesus. I will say, I did in my 5 minutes of research see that Andy did make a comment or something on some political person. I actually don't want to speak on it, but he may or may not be a Zionist, but I don't know. But I did see him maybe coming at a political leader who is pro-Israel and commenting about, like, how that was wrong. But again, I don't know. I don't have the hard proof. Let me find the hard proof.
It would have to be pro-Palestine.
He was.
Okay, you said pro-Israel. I was like,
no,
wait a minute.
There was a political post that was pro-Israel, and Andy commented against that. So he was commenting pro-Palestine.
Oh, so then he's not.
But I don't have the hard proof of that.
No,
comment.
yeah, I get that.
So let me find it.
An unsubstantiated rumor.
It's a rumor of something I saw on the internet. Maybe
something's out there.
And we can't believe everything we see on the internet.
Agreed.
So
Here's
let me do some research.
I think Andy was harshest on Huda, but people act like Huda wasn't the biggest talking point of this season in her behavior.
No.
So why wouldn't he clock her? And, like, you can dislike his opinions and think he's wrong. Sure, but he puts his opinions in every reunion. Do not act like Huda is special and that she's the only one getting this behavior.
No, literally. Can we talk about that? She literally was 90% of the season. Yeah. We're going to talk about her behavior the most.
She crashed out hard on this season. Like, do you want us to ignore that? She has beef with a lot of people on this cast.
Yeah. So all I took from this reunion, though, is if anyone asks me a question I don't want to answer, I'm going to say, I'm under Netflix NDA.
I'm sorry, I have a Netflix NDA.
I might dress up as a Netflix NDA for Halloween. Oh. That's so funny. I can't. I'm under Netflix NDA. Anyway.
I also am confirmed that Huda still cannot read the room and read the situation.
I thought you were just going to say she can't read, and I was like, let's spread that rumor too. Hell yeah.
I will still wait for anybody with privilege and following to be like anti-racism.
Let's do it right here.
Let's actively be.
We have a small following, but hey, let's use our voice. Point. We are anti-racism on all fronts. Do not be racist towards any of the cast members. That includes Huda, Chelley, and Olandria. We do not stand for that. And especially you use our name, we're fucking coming after you. We know a lawyer.
Just get a
lawyer. Literally die. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. This was so fun. Meredith, any last words before I close this out?
I'm so happy I'm done with this cast. I actually never want to see any of them except for Olandria ever again because she's so hot.
You know what? I might go follow Olandria and Chelley just to give them some love because I think they deserve it.
They deserve it.
Amazing. Yep. Anyway, with that, do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode and love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.